Hi folks, just doing some Dexter testing today, trying to get Time Traveler fully working. Got a Time Traveler PCB with a scoreboard and Dexter and a Sony LDP1450, the original player for the game. And I have them both connected at the same time through this little breakout board. So the real player is talking back to the game, but Dexter is also piggybacking on that and receiving the same commands. So on the screen, the top screen is the 1450 and the bottom screen is Dexter. So I've been making sure that they're fully in sync and doing the same thing. And we've almost got it completely settled, except there is a case where it overruns sometimes, and I'm trying to figure out what's up with that. So we just had an overrun, and now I'm going to check the log to see what that looks like. So what I'm doing now is looking at the log and trying to decode the commands to see what's being sent and look for anything that might cause us trouble. And I'm using the Sony Laserdisc controller app, which is very, very old, on a very, very old laptop to match. And I'm resending the same series of commands to see what happens. And I think what's happening is if during the scene it switches to slow motion and back, it forgets that it's supposed to auto stop at the end of the scene. So instead of pausing when it gets to the end of the scene, it just keeps going and overruns into the death scene. So now I'm testing certain combinations of commands based on what was in the log. I sent a search command that goes to the beginning of a level, and this is the repeat command that says play this range of frames this many times and then stop. And it puts in the end frame of the scene, says to play one time. So that way it will play to the end of the level and stop, so you don't see any overrun. So the way that normally works is like this. So the level starts. I'm not sending any commands right now. And it just stops, it goes blank when it hits the, well, it still frames on a blank frame at the end of the level. Now, if I do that again, but instead of just letting it play through, I send a variable speed play command. Alright, let me go back to the beginning of the level. These commands are all documented in a manual that explains them in pretty great detail. So after a while the hex codes start to make sense. So now I've seeked or searched to the beginning of the level, and now I will give a repeat command. Now, but what I'm going to do differently this time is send a command to play at half speed and then put it back to normal. So now it's at half speed, and now I will put it back to normal. And when it gets to the end, the Sony on top stops at the end of the level like it's supposed to, but Dexter forgets that it's in the middle of a repeat command, and it just keeps playing through. So that's why you see that little overrun with the skull at the end of the level before the game searches to a new frame and things go back to normal. So now that we know what it is, it should be a fairly simple fix to just keep track of that repeat state, even when some other commands are given in the meantime. So I hope this has been interesting. I hope we will have Time Traveler fully working very soon. As far as we know, this is the last issue we had to deal with. And thanks for watching.